In this video, we're going to show how to replace the Human Touch ZG3 foot and calf massager. You may want to tip the chair onto the backrest as shown here for easier access. Whether you work with the chair tipped on its backrest like this or with it upright, as you remove screws from the calf massager side panels, they're going to drop, and it's very easy for them to get lost. So it's really helpful to use a magnetized screwdriver. And you can magnetize a screwdriver by attaching a magnet to the end of it as shown here. That way, as you remove the screw, you won't lose it. So the first thing we're going to do is use the rotation release handle to release the tension on the foot and calf massager so that it can be rotated. And it helps to position an object between the chair and the calf massager like you see here, just to hold the foot calf massager in place while we address the first 4 screws. There are 9 screws total to get that right hand side panel off. And we're going to start with the 4 at the top of the panel. The first thing we're going to do is remove the screw that secures the actual rotation release handle from there. And if you need to rotate the foot calf massager later, you can still do so with the remaining mechanism that's there. You don't need the handle. So once we have that handle removed, there's 3 additional screws. It's a little bit confusing because 2 of the there's other screws here that you're not removing. That is one that you're not removing, and so is that. And if you feel them with your fingers, they have a flat head. So we're going to remove the other 3 screws. The next thing we're going to do then is insert an object, as you can see here, between the upper and lower portion of the calf massager, which will help expose the remaining screws that we need to remove. There are 5 remaining screws. 1, 2, 3 inward more. And if you continue to rotate the calf massager to expose screw number 4 and rotate it forward for screw number 5. So remove all those 5 screws and then the panel will come off of the chair. There we go. To remove the left-hand side panel then, we're going to remove the same 6 perimeter screws as we removed from the right side, plus an additional screw located at the top of the panel. Right there. Now that we have both side panels off, the next step is to remove the 2 screws that secure the connector cover on the left-hand side. Then remove the connector cover to expose the 2 connectors, and then we'll disconnect those 2 connectors. The next step is to remove the ground screw. And then we'll remove the 3 screws that secure the metal collar. At this point, if you are working with the chair on its backrest, it's a good idea to turn the chair back to an upright position, as the calf massager will become free as we release it from the chair frame, so it's better to have it down on the floor. Use the remote control to lower the calf massager now, so the calf massager is resting on the floor. And then remove the metal collar, guiding the cables through it. And you can see the calf massager is now detached on the left side. So we'll go around to the other side and remove the metal collar to finish detaching the calf massager. Once that collar is removed, then you can remove the calf massager from the chair, feeding the cables in the other side through the hole in the side panel. To install the new calf massager, then we're basically just going to perform those steps in reverse. First, place the new calf massager into position and feed the cables through the left hand bracket. So now we have the calf massager in an upright position. We notice we inserted about a 1-inch foam piece. You can use anything just to provide a spacer there, because we need to align the holes of the calf massager with the hole in the bracket, and you don't want to be trying to hold the calf massager up while you're installing the collar. Then feed the cables one at a time through the hole in the metal collar and the ground wire. And then position that collar with the tab facing between 6 and 7 on if you think of a clock face, between the 6 and the 7, or yeah, so you can see the tab is facing downward and to the left there. Then we're going to replace the 3 screws to secure that metal collar. To install the collar on the right-hand side panel, we're going to follow basically the same process. We've got the spacer underneath, and we're going to align the hole in the calf massager with the hole in the bracket. And then with one hand, you're going to pull back the locking mechanism to remove that from the area we're working in, and then position the collar with the large notch at the top. In order for this to apply, the calf massager has to be vertical, like as it is shown here. And then replace the 3 screws to secure the collar in that position. Now we're ready to reconnect the connectors. And then place them into position in the little pockets that hold them, with the red one on the left and the white one on the right. Then replace the connector cover and secure it by replacing the 2 screws you removed earlier. And then replace the ground wire screw to reconnect the ground wire to the frame. And now we're ready to put the side panels back on. Okay, to get ready to install the side panels, then we need to raise the footrest up as high as it will go using the remote control. And then you may want at this point to tip the chair back on its side for easier access, which is what we're going to do. We need to insert an object to hold the upper and lower part of the calf massager apart, just like we did before. And then we can place the left-hand side panel into position. And once again, we'll rotate the foot calf massager around as necessary to access those 5 perimeter screws plus one that's kind of in the middle. After we've replaced the 6 screws that are common with the right-hand side panel, remember we have the one unique screw on the inside top of the side panel, which is again the larger size screw. So we install that screw to finish installing this side panel. To install the right-hand side panel then, again, note the difference in the screw sizes. The 6 perimeter screws that are in common with left-hand side panel, those again, just like on the left side, use the smaller screws. And then the 3 screws that are up toward the top of the panel are the larger style screws. So make sure you don't mix those up. As well as the screw to hold the handle in place is also a larger size screw. So let's put the side panel into position and then replace a perimeter screw on each end just to hold it in position while we install the remaining screws. And when I say perimeter screws, I'm also including the one that's kind of in the center. side panel is basically secured then. We're going to once again insert a block in between there just to hold it in position while we replace the 3 large screws that go on the inside at the top of the side panel. Again, you can see he has a magnet attached to that screwdriver to magnetize the screwdriver. It's very easy to drop these screws. Next, we're going to install the remaining 4 perimeter screws, removing that block so we can rotate the calf massager as necessary to access the screws. And finally, we need to reinstall the handle. That again is secured with one of the larger screws. You simply insert the handle with the curved side toward the top of the side panel like that, and secure it from the other side using one of the large screws. Make sure the rotation mechanism's all working fine. Return the chair to the upright position if you've put it on its back, and make sure the calf massager is working properly. And remove the block from in between the 2 sections of the calf massager. And that's it.